Hello, Flosstube. Today is Saturday, July, I think, 4th, 5th, 6th, July 6th. Um, and my name is Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches. Um, and this is Flosstube update number 72. And I'm here to talk about cross stitch. I think this is hopefully going to be a pretty short video because I don't only have two projects to really talk about and no haul or anything to show. So let me think. Okay, so a couple of things I started on. I had the Sleepy Hollow SAL coming up, but I guess I didn't start right away. I like downloaded the first part on July 1st when it came out, and but I kind of stalled a little bit because I thought I don't know if I want to do it yet. I don't, I mean, not that I no, not I wasn't saying I don't know if I want to do it. It was more like I was just kind of a little, I don't know, intimidated, I guess, or something. I don't know. I just stalled a little bit. And so while I was stalling, well, and part of it too is that I wanted to work on this other thing. I don't know if I had mentioned this before. This is a Teresa Kogut freebie, so I don't mind showing the pattern, but it's called Hold Closely. It's actually got a different name. The Ones You Love is what it's called. That's the title of it. But it says Hold Closely the Ones You Love. And it's a snowman holding a bunny. I think I talked about this. But it's very, very cute. So I had downloaded it. I was exploring Teresa Kogut's site a long time ago. And actually, let me take this out of the heap. You can see it a little better. But I had seen it on there, and I downloaded it because it was a freebie, and it was so cute. And it's in designing mostly DMC threads with a couple of Weeks Dye Works colors, like three, I think, Weeks Dye Works colors, and I was not going to use them. I was just going to do a DMC conversion, and then there were only 3 threads, and I thought, what the heck, because I wanted to do. I had mentioned the Needle Bling Designs Christmas Eve ride. I showed that last week, and it's all in calls for Weeks Dye Works, and so my hair. Look at how I see my hair. But anyway, the Needle Bling Designs Christmas Eve ride is all Weeks Dye Works threads, and I decided I was gonna splurge and buy all the threads for that, and so also the Sleepy Hollow. I always say that backwards. The Sleepy Hollow SAL offered an alternative of, you could, if you want to, you can use these threads. There were some Gentle Arts colors in that. And so I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and get all the Weeks Dye Works, and so I'll get them for this snowman design for Teresa Kogut. And actually, one of the colors, is a Weeks Dye Works it's only used in like one little tiny spot. And if I'd have known that, I might not have bought it. But what the heck, I'm gonna have it forever, and I'll use it on some of the design and whatever. So anyway, so I went ahead and got the Weeks Dye Works threads for those 3 things. But I think I mentioned this before, that the snowman, the color for the snowman wasn't like white or anything. It was kind of a a slightly tan color. Probably would have been, it was very, probably, very light, would have looked very light. But I decided to go with a light blue, the light blue that I had originally going to do on one of my ship projects. It's 775 is the number, but it's very light. Anyway, so I started on that design the other day, and at the beginning of this month. So I did. This is the bunny butt. See this little white on his tail? That's a weak Star Wars color, and that, I think that is the only place in the whole pattern that this color is used. But anyway, so this is the bunny. There, you can see it better on camera. It's really good. This is his little arm, and this is his bottom, and there's his little tail, and his 2 feet, and his tummy, and right in here is where the snowman is holding him, and then his head and everything goes up here. And then I started the snowman. This is the bottom of the snowman here. So it's a very light blue. And so, yeah, this is the bottom of the snowman and his one side here. So, yeah. And this needle minder is one of the ones I bought at Hobby Lobby. It says Floss. So, yeah, I started this, and I've worked on it a little bit since the beginning. I started it before I started the Sleepy Hollow thing, so the beginning of this month, I guess. And then I'm going to take this out of the hoop also. See? This is the first part of the Sleepy Hollow SAL. There's a little, there's some pumpkins and some grass and a little vampire guy and a house and some gravestones. There's a black cat and there's a crow and some bats and ghosts and stars and moon. So, and some gravestones. And it says, on All Hallows Eve, beware of black cats and bloodthirsty bats. So this first part came out on July 1st, and I'm doing it as a drum here. And this also, the design for the top of the drum is included. So that was what the first part of the pattern did. And so I did the border. I started on the corner. I used my little corner gauge from Stitch Shenanigans from the attic. I probably didn't need to leave this much border, but I figured it was safer to do so. And I think from looking at the large piece of fabric, since I have 2 of these of the same size, I'll probably have plenty of fabric for the 4 parts, the 4 sides of the drum and the 4 designs, circle designs, because they're pretty small. Anyway, so I started on the top border and went along, and it goes down to the side, and started to do some of the grass and part of one of the pumpkins. This is a orange marmalade Gentle Arts color here, but the rest of these are DMC, black and green DMC. And this little kitty needle minder, one of my viewers sent it to me, and I don't know, sorry. It was either it was maybe Sharon? I don't know. Sorry. So I'm working on this grass here, and there's another color of green that goes in between there, another color of orange for the pumpkin, and a pumpkin goes right here, and then there's, I think, the fence that the cat is on, and the crow sits on top of one of the pumpkins that goes here. And there's a little I think this is the house. Yeah, the house goes up here. So anyway, so yeah, it's coming along. I haven't gotten a whole lot done, but I did the border, and that helped me a lot because it gives you some context for the counting and stuff like that. So and with the grass, if I can do the rest of the grass, that'll help a lot too, because then I have, like I said, I don't have to count so far, because I can anchor stuff off of what I'll put in there. And the lighter green that's going to go in here in between these I mean, the other green color on it, I think it's lighter, I don't know. Also is going to be like the stem on this pumpkin, and there's a vine and some leaves that'll come off of this pumpkin. Anyway, so yeah, so that was my start on the Pumpkin Hollow SAL, the first part. And one of the things that we did, that our family did this week, was on the 3rd, I guess. I'd gone last Saturday, I think it was. Or no, Monday, I think. Monday. With my sisters. We had just gone to look at vehicles, because my older sister's van is it's old, and it's, you get to the point with vehicles where you're, paying as much to repair them as you would be making a payment almost, because every month it's something's breaking, something's falling apart, something needs to be done to it, and so her van was already paid off, but then little things are going wrong, and one of the things that we were dealing with was the fact that the air conditioner wasn't working properly, and it was like it would cool down if you were like cruising, like on the freeway or something. It would cool down, but if you had to idle a lot, it would just start blowing warm air, and so rather than getting the air conditioning looked at and figure out what's wrong with it and whatever, we because we had like a series of repairs on that van, there was always something going wrong with it, and it was like I said, one thing after another. So we had talked about the possibility of getting a new vehicle. So on Monday, we had looked online at a few different things, and so on Monday we went to go look at to compare the space and the seating of a van versus an SUV, because it's me and my older sister and my parents, and sometimes my nephews, or my younger sister and her husband, or whatever. So sometimes there's a lot of us, and and we might want to go here or there in one vehicle or something, as opposed to rather than taking two and everything. So we were deciding, would a SUV be big enough? Because if it seats 5 people, it would be big enough. But So anyway, we were looking at the insides of and the cargo areas of SUVs versus vans, or whatever. So anyway, we went to Tempe Honda. It's not a this is not an advertisement for them. It's just that they give out these really neat tote bags. They gave us some of these to move stuff from one van to the other. Oh, I would say we bought a van. Anyway, so Monday we went to look, and we wanted to look at a Honda Odyssey van they had used, but it was being, it was going through their pre-owned vehicle blah 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 certification thing, and so it was we couldn't look at it. So anyway, then on Wednesday, we had the opportunity to go and look at it. And so after doing a test drive in that and deciding that, we really liked it, my parents were with us this time. It was me and my older sister and my parents. And so we went ahead and got it. And we were there kind of a long time. Um, and and like I said, if I'd known, we were it was kind of impromptu because we had gone out to eat and then run some errands, and then at the last minute we went to the dealership. So so I didn't have I didn't have any cross stitch with me, but it would have been nice if I had, because we were there for such a long time, I would have gotten something done. I mean, we were there for hours. But anyway, so I got this tote bag, so I have um, cross stitch stuff in it, of course. That's what I have my two current projects in. And I talked last week about my sisters and I thinking about starting starting maybe an Etsy shop, I guess, or something, and then and maybe a YouTube channel related to it or whatever. We haven't decided on that part yet, and everything associated with it. But so we're still working on formulating what we want to put up and what we want to do and everything else. But one of the things that I've talked about this before, I've shown this before, I think. It's a little quilted bag that my younger sister made a while back, a few years ago. And it has straps on it that are a little bit on the long side as far as like a tote bag, or I mean a project bag is concerned. But and it's open, just opened up. But something along these lines is something that shows her skills or whatever. But so something like that is part of what would be there, as well as, like I said, my older sister has some drawings and paintings and stuff that she might, some that are finished, that she might want to sell, just to whoever wants to buy them. And then maybe, she might do some smaller things or something like that. And some, some cross-stitch designs that if she and I can get together and do stuff, we might have some patterns that we would do. We would probably do PDF onlys on those because, we wouldn't have printing to do. People would, buy the design and then print off the PDFs. I don't know how all the technology works, so that would be something we have to talk about. But a friend of ours has an Etsy shop where she sells jewelry that she makes. So she gave us a lot of advice about, how, what the fees are like and everything else. And then, like I said, we haven't decided what all's going to be on there. And it's going to be quite a while before we're ready to put, to list it and put stuff on it or whatever, because we're still in the preliminary talking part of that. But anyway, so like I said, keep watching this space, and when we're a little closer and get a little more of an idea of what we're going to do, But it would be more than cross stitch stuff. It would be, just general stuff that each of us can contribute to that. And we're also thinking about finished products that somebody might want to buy for as a gift for somebody, like an embroidered. We were talking about like an embroidered dish towel or something like that. Something along those lines, that would be just regular, you can buy like dishcloth kind of things at Hobby Lobby, for instance, and then if just put an embroidered design on them, something that maybe that we've designed or whatever. There's a cat climbing on us. So stop, please. anyway, so like I said, we're tossing these ideas around and uh, trying to figure out what we're going to put together on those. So it's the idea is coming along. Come here, Pucky. Come here. Come and say hi. Come here. Oops. Oh, my big boy kitty. He's a big boy kitty. Hi, say hello. He's mad at me. Okay. Okay. You don't have to be so rude. Come here. Come here. No? Okay. You don't want to be? You don't want to say hi to people? He doesn't want to say hi. Anyway, that's Puck. So, there's his tail. And, yeah. But so anyway, we're still working on that idea. And in the meantime, there's, Sleepy Hollow and the snowman, hold close ones you love. So one more time, here's Sleepy Hollow. And actually this is the one I'm going to work on this afternoon to do more of this grass, and hopefully do some more of the other stuff that goes in that design. Yeah. So yeah, it's coming along a little. It's a little easier. It looked very daunting to me. To me, the Tinymodernist designs have, there's just a lot of detail, and this isn't so bad because they're actually smaller than if you were to do all 4 designs, it's pretty big, pretty good size. But I think that if you were to do all the designs as one piece, it's pretty big. But I think that doing it as individual drums is, for me, an easier prospect. So yeah, there's less. There's a good amount of detail, but not as much as like the Santa's house design that I downloaded last year, I guess. That was just sort of a lot of stuff, a lot more detailed than I'm ready for. And like I said, for me, the little bits of design stuff, it's harder for me than sort of like that hold close you one you love. The snow gets a little tedious to do, row after row after row of this big snowman, but it's easier for me to do, to concentrate, because I sort of do one color at a time. It's easier than doing, like I said, the Hello Pumpkin SAL, that where you do a few rows of this color and a few rows of that color and a few rows of this color, and they're tiny little bits, all the leaves, So I'm finding more and more that sort of the larger blocks of color are, even though they're a little tedious in that, you have another row and another row and another row, it's easier for me personally than doing little bits of this color, that color. So I don't know. Anyway, I don't know why I'm rambling on about that. But so next time I hope to be further along on both of those, and maybe making some more starts on other Christmas and fall patterns, and I'll have, maybe I'll have more to show you next time. So I think that's it. That's where I'm going to stop for now. And the boys, Puck and Snug, even though they're not coming up here to do it personally, actually they've been pretty well behaved this week, considering. And so I know everybody is doing their StitchCon recap videos, whatever, and not for me because I didn't get to go, but so there's a lot of videos out there that that came out today about all the StitchCon wrap up stuff. So until next time, I'm Elizabeth Martinez, and thanks for those who are subscribers and have are regular viewers, and for any new people, thanks a lot for watching. If anybody's new, and if you want to subscribe, hit the little subscribe thing. Uh, and hit the bell, and that'll notify you every time I make a new video. Um, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye. Thanks for watching.